Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm just going to be showing you a range of different polygels and how I work with them. So the first polygel is Model 1's, which is my go-to polygel. I love this polygel. I always use it in a lot of my videos. So yeah, as you can see, I started off by placing my first bead in the center of the nail, and now I'm just gently working the polygel up towards my cuticle. I like working this way because it allows me to choose how much product I put into the cuticle area, and it also reduces how much product I apply there. So this is why I prefer doing it this way. I'm not applying too much pressure. I'm just gently pushing the product up towards my cuticle and saturating my brush when I need to, and if I feel the product is getting too sticky. Okay, after 2 minutes of struggle, I finally get my smile line where I want it to be, so I'm curing it with my UV desk lamp for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to be placing my cuticle bead. Again, I'm placing it away from where I want the product to be so that it gives me room to push the product into the areas where I want it to be. I'm kind of using this circular motion to kind of like pat the bead around my cuticle area and to make sure that I keep the bead even as I do this. This will help me to goddamn, I'm beatboxing. It will help me to minimalize how much product I will need to go back in with if the product is uneven. So I'm just trying my best to even out that product, make sure I put it, getting the product to each side wall, make sure I'm getting all the product to the cuticle area so that I don't have to go back in with more product and fill the areas that I've missed, if that makes sense. So yeah. Now that I'm finished with all the smile lines, I'm going to remove the tacky layer with some paper towel and acetone. If you don't remove that tacky layer, it will clog up your nail file and you'll just end up having to chuck that nail file a lot sooner than you probably wanted to. So you might as well just go ahead and grab some acetone and a paper towel and just scrub away. So now I'm just going in with my what is it? It's a nail file, and I'm just crisping up the smile line before I go in with some gel polish, which will help to insinuate my smile line when I go ahead and put the white polygel. Sorry, I just run up the stairs. I'm a bit out of breath. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm just god damn. I'm just crisping up that smile line, making sure it's nice and circular how I want it, and just making it cute or whatever. So yeah, I'm using a it came up on the screen already, but I'm just gonna say it for you guys and you can see it right there. An 80 by 100 grit nail file, just to really make sure that I get that shape nice and crisp. And I'm basically going in like a circular motion. You don't want to go too straight, otherwise it's not gonna curve the way you want to. You kind of want to curve with the nail file, and make sure that you're using some kind of circular motion with your wrist in order to create that nice smile line. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing here, and I'm just gonna let you guys watch that. Right, so we just finished up insinuating that smile line with the nail file. So now we're going to insinuate it with some gel polish. So I'm just taking my gel polish and I'm just gently like mapping out where the smile line already is. So I'm just going over it basically, and insinuating it even more. I'm just making sure that I try not to go too much onto the pink, if that makes sense. Like I want to kind of keep it on the nail tip, and I'm just like, oh, it's so hard to explain, but I think you guys can see what I'm trying to say, right? You can see, yeah. So now it's time for the Beetles Polygel application, and I have cut open my tube of Polygel, and as you can see there is so much inside there. So if you feel like your Polygel is running low, cut that bad boy open and see how much Polygel you got inside there. Trust me, you'll be surprised. So I'm just taking this white Polygel and I start patting it round the side walls, down the middle of the nail, and I want to make sure that I get like every nook and cranny, because if I don't, I'll end up filing off the gel polish that I put. So when I'm putting it around my side walls, I'm making sure to really get in there, you know, like really get in there, because I don't want to file it away. I also don't want to encapsulate this nail in clear, because I want the nail to be crisp and I want to be able to file down the white product and reveal that crisp smile line. So I won't be encapsulating this nail with any clear or anything like that. I'm just gonna let the Polygel do its thing, and you know. So as you guys can probably tell by a lot of my videos, I like to work with Polygel like it's acrylic. I've never used acrylic. I don't own acrylic. I do want to purchase some, but I typically just prefer to work with it this way. I have worked with it other ways, and this is just my personal preference. You can work with obviously whichever way makes you feel the most comfortable. My suggestion would be to try them all and then see which one you like best, which is what I did. I've tried the one bead method. I've tried a few more beads. I've tried the patting method. I've tried to use it with a polygel brush, and I've just tried it so many different ways, and this is the way that works for me. So this is the way I do my nails. So yeah. I try to make sure that I constantly pat my sidewalls while I'm working, so that it helps me to maintain that shape, and it also prevents me having to file as much later on. So I just take my time, really work the product into my sidewalls, work it into the tip, pat my sidewalls, pat my tip, and just make sure I keep that shape. Yeah, I'm still getting the hang of all this filming stuff, so apologies if I go out of frame, but please stay tuned because I will get better. I promise I will get better for you guys. I will. Guys, just look at all this polygel that is just chilling at the bottom of the tube. Like, come on. I was gonna chuck this. Like, yo, I'm so glad that I didn't. I'm basically getting almost a full set of nails out of that little tube, mate. just by the product that's just sitting in the bottom. It's unbelievable. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and try to explain myself a bit better about how I maneuver the polygel. So I use like a pat and push kind of method, and I'm patting and pushing the product up towards that smile line. Then once I get it to where I want it to be, I turn my brush around and I start brushing the product upwards so that I can really get that product into all them grooves and all that smile line that I crispened up so hard. So, you know, that's basically what I'm doing. It almost looks like I'm doing what's that shape? Oval nails. It kind of will look like that shape. Like if you're brushing up correctly, the bottom bead of the nail will start circling out like you're creating an oval shape, and that's how you know that you're basically like brushing the product upwards. If the product does become a little bit too stiff, you can go in with some base coat or a sip solution. I feel as though acetone can suck the moisture from your polygel and make it really stiff and hard to work with. So if you find that is happening, then you can go in with some base coat or sip solution and resolve that very quickly. As you can see, for right now, that French isn't looking like much. It's looking very what can I say, it's looking just very crusty, you know. That's the best way I can describe it. It's crusty, yeah. But don't worry, we're gonna fix it with filing. That's the great thing about doing nails. Like there's this magical process that happens when you file that can just absolutely transform the most crusty looking application to a very flawless one. So it's a trusting the process kind of thing with nails, you see. You gotta trust the process. So I'm just going in with another bead like I did with my index finger. I felt like it was a little bit thin in the middle of the nail, and as I said, I'm not going in with any clear to encapsulate this, so you want to make sure that you fill in all your gaps from now, because the filing process will reveal those gaps. It will show those dents and those bumps and the lumps. So you want to just fix all of it. Fix it all. Or try your best anyways. That's all you can do, right? So now I'm going to be testing the You Are Sugar Extension Nail Kit, and this kit was £10. I got it from Amazon. It comes with 6 different colours, and they also include this cute little pamphlet that tells you how to do the nails and how to remove them and all that good stuff. I'm only going to be going in with one colour from the kit, which is this pink, but I will be testing out the others on my channel, so make sure you stay tuned. So as I said previously, I go in with my polygels all the same, and I use them like it's acrylic. So I'm starting off by placing my first bead in the center of the nail, and I'm just patting out the top of the bead to make sure it's nice and flush to the nail. I'm not doing ombre. This is just how I do my application. And once I have worked that product round, all the way round to my side, both of my side walls, I start swiping the product downwards. If I feel as though I've swiped down a little bit too much, then I swipe up. But I just basically go between those two motions, swiping up and down, patting the nail, making sure that I keep the product even on both sides. And if the product becomes stiff at any point, that's when you'll see me go in with some base coat, and this will help me maneuver the product a bit more. I started doing my nails this way as well because I was making my nails too thick, and I think doing it like this helps me to reduce how thick that I make the nails, because I'm using smaller beads to work with. I'm sectioning off the nails, and this allows me to just gauge how much product I'm using and where I need to apply more. When I was doing my nails previously, and I was applying just one big bead on the nail and working with that, I often kept misjudging the amount of product that was needed, and then resulted in making the nails a lot more thicker than what I desired, and was spending hours just filing the product down, and then I would get exhausted and wouldn't want to file them anymore, so I'll just leave them with them being thick and chunky. So yeah, since I've tried this way, not only do my nails still last, but they also look a lot better, and I like that, you know. I like my nails to be cute. So just like I did with the Model 1's Polygel, I'm going to be applying this Polygel a little bit away from the cuticle area so that it gives me room to push that product up into that cuticle and so that I don't flood the cuticle area. I'm using the back end of my brush to pat that product into that cuticle area. As you can see, I'm not using the tip just yet. I will be using the tip of my brush once I get that product where I want it to be. Right, see, we're going in with the tip now, and we're just patting that product around them side walls. I'm going into that cuticle. Looks like I'm cleaning off my brush there. Going into that cuticle area, and I'm just gently patting that product around that cuticle. As you can see, there's still a gap. You can still see my I was gonna say you can still see my skin. Well, of course you can. What I meant was you can still see my nail bed. That's what I was, yeah, okay. So now moving on. Now I'm going on with some base coat in the middle of the nail to just help me blend that product into the previous bead to make sure that there's a nice smooth transition. It makes it easier for me to blend it and make it nice and smooth. As you can see, I've kind of got to pat that side wall there a little bit. I think I'm gonna do it. Did I do it? Nope. Yep, there we go. Yep. Pat that product into that side wall there to get it nice and flush. Yeah, nice. Ooh, that's cute. Look at that pink. Ugh, that pink though. That is cute. So I'm just going in with some base coat to get rid of some of them streaks that were on the nail. You can get rid of this with filing, so it's not too much of a biggie, but sometimes I can be a little bit of a perfectionist and I don't want to see them streaks. So if I know how to get rid of them, that's what I'm gonna do. So now I'm just having a look at the nail, seeing if I'm happy. I think I'm happy, so we're going in with the cure. I'm going to be going in with one final bead just to make sure that I really get a nice coverage with the nail. I don't really necessarily have a set amount of beads that I use. I just do as many as I need to until I get the look that I want. And the nails were still looking a little bit transparent, bit see-through on the tip, and I wanted it to be a bit more opaque. So now I'm just going in with another bead just by the tip, and I'm brushing that bead up. Then once I've brushed the bead up as much as I'm happy with, I'm going to begin to brush the bead down. I'm just trying to get rid of that harsh line a little bit. Don't think I'm doing anything, but it's okay. So now, as you can see, I'm just patting the product downwards, and because I brushed the product up a little bit, I don't have as much product to brush down. I've thinned it down a little bit, which makes it easier for you to bring the product downwards and not necessarily have any gaps, because I've filled in all the gaps that I have, and now that nail is looking lovely. With this being the final bead for this nail, this means that this nail tutorial is coming to an end, but I will be posting the filing routine that I did for these nails on a separate video, because as you guys can see, this video is already 36 minutes long, so I don't want to make it any longer. So yeah guys, make sure you click that subscribe button, like, comment, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Peace.